horses outside today for the first time, so for those that don't know that I'm not, this is my setup. It's kind of messy over there. Anyway, actually I should grab the Sydney's meds. Then I'll explain that. We're going live for an hour, so. This is a little horsey medicine box. So Sunny is on antibiotics. So she gets this. I kind of just want to take the label off. Because it kind of pointed for my phone. Anyways, she gets these for her old lady issues. Oh, goodness. Anyways, so yeah. If I don't set those out, I will actually forget about them. And that's not good. Like, I forget to give them to her in the morning. Anyways, so you can get like these from the dollar store, and I mean, although someone could smash this with an axe and break it open, it does have like a little lock hole there. So, but I really like it for in the barn because it holds all of, like, the horsey stuff. So, like, got this stuff in here. This. This. Hi. So, yeah, and then I put, when I get, because our vet comes every week to do our cows, so I just get her pills when I'm running low. So while I'm finishing off the last few pills in the first bottle I got, or the other bottle, the new one goes in there so it doesn't get lost. So yeah, I actually I don't think people really realize how much horse stuff, hi Val, you can actually get from the dollar store. It's really actually nice. So, like, this is a name brand one, but you can get these little soap scrubbers, and I love them for buckets. They're really easy. And then, I mean, they do sometimes leak, especially more so right after you use them. So these soap dishes are really nice. And then, like, you can get like scrubbies, you can get brooms there, which I already have a broom, so I don't need the dollar store broom. I did actually get one, thinking the head I got for it was different than what it actually was. One second, I have to rinse this off. But anyways, the broom ended up taking up more space than what it was worth having, so I gave that one to my mom for her garden shed. And then, like, this I actually got from the dollar store, which is really helpful for, like, the shelf, so I can brush off the shelf if it gets dusty. But yeah, anyways, so the way my setup is, I normally, so it's kind of messy right now because wind, so it's just, that's why everything is super dusty, and stuff that is inside that normally wouldn't be, like, this bin would not be inside, and it would all be here, and everything here is dusty. But anyways, that's besides the point. So I normally lock the horses outside, so this is the stall setup here. So this is Sunny's stall, and then that there is Shine's stall, and then out here where Shine is standing, look, Bubs. So, like, you can't see because they broke it. Oh goodness. Great. Okay, well, I'll have to fix that. But anyways, right out here where these two are standing, there will eventually be a shed, and they'll go in. So they'll be locked outside all day unless it's really bad weather. But at night, Sunny comes in, she's locked in here, and then Cheyenne is in here, but he can go in and out because he's not trained to stay in a stall. So, yeah, I gotta clean it. And I'll have to fix what they broke because, you know, they break everything. It's not even Sunny. Sunny has always been good. Like, I don't think she's ever actually broken anything. It's Shine. Shine breaks literally everything, and it annoys me so much. Like, don't get me wrong, I like him, but it gets a little annoying. Like, you just fix it and it's broken within the hour. Like, honestly, he's the kind of horse that will rip the blanket in 2 minutes. But anyways, normally they're not actually, they both can come in and out of both these stalls during the day, since that shed isn't built to get out of the elements. But today, it's not too hot, so like I don't have to worry about it being, because it's fall, so it's fine. But normally we get a lot of rain, so I still can't really look them out. But we were having a nice day, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna lock you outside and you're gonna get over it. So they're gonna get locked out in the morning or for the day on days that aren't supposed to rain. So that's how I'm gonna do it, because they can deal with it. I'm sick of, because otherwise they just come in and out of these stalls 24/7 all day. Or I mean, like, they don't come in and out, but they'll sit in these stalls all day. It's really annoying because then they waste so many shavings when they can go poop and pee in the paddock, and like the pee doesn't affect anything, and I just pick up the poop a lot easier instead of having it soaking bedding and wasting bedding. So, also, the reason this tiny bit of mucking out to do that I have to do is taking me so long is because this pitchfork is toast. It's got 2 broken prongs, so everything just falls right out. But, alas. Break up the shaving. So, I think tomorrow there might be a good chance of rain. I'll have to double check because I know there was originally rain in the forecast for tomorrow. But I'll just have to double check because it might have. I want to say it went down, but I could just be thinking of Saturday because I know it went down for Saturday. I'll be home tomorrow, so even if it is kind of off and on rainy, I can. Or if it is like. If it's nice during the morning and then it gets nasty later, I'll be home so I can let them in. I need to dump the buckets. Yeah. So when they get locked out, I do have a trough that I'll fill up. Right now it's just a feed bucket. Sunshine, move. You're gonna get wet. Yeah, babes, I told you. So normally it's just like a feed bucket, or a water trough, but because they were able to come in and out of the stalls, I ended up dumping it because they would just drink the buckets in their stalls. So at that point, if they're not going to drink the water in the trough, why have the water in the trough? But if they're going to be locked out, then they need something to drink, so alas. I will fill the trough up. But otherwise, every single night they have these two buckets, each of them. And I fill 5-gallon bucket, and both the buckets get dumped and filled every night. The only way that they're not dumped is if they're like super duper clean. Dang, sorry. Whoa, this is really like wet. It's all of the underneath all her shavings, and then she lays in them. Actually, wait, that was like that last night. She peed there right after I cleaned her stall. And I was like, you know what? I'll clean it in the morning. Once it soaks up into the shavings. I just don't love that Sunny buries all of her potty spots. Like, at least Shine doesn't bury them. But like, what Sunny will do is like, she'll go potty somewhere, or like in her stall, which is nice because she will only go in the back area of her stall. So it's not like, oh, there's poop in the back, there's poop in the front, like it's all over in her stall. Like, it's not like that. Which is really nice. But like sometimes, and same with Shine. Like, he'll go and he has one spot that he goes, which is actually basically the same spot that Sunny's he goes in, but then like he'll come in here and he'll also go. But Sunny, she likes to go and then she kicks fresh shavings over it, and it's really annoying. Because it's like, well, now I can't see where you went. Usually I figure it out before it. Anyway. I do think I'm going to be more picky about kicking him out, though, because I'm always like, oh, well, I feel bad that they're standing out in the rain. And it could literally be sprinkling, so I need to just be more picky about it, because it's like, there's horses that are just thrown in a field and they don't get a blanket and they sit out there in a blizzard. I mean, they'll have like a shed or something, but usually. But not all of them do. Like, not all of them sit in the shed, is what I mean. And I know, like, she'll get a blanket. So I would get a blanket. So, like, I know they'll be fine. Because, surprisingly, I mean, hay has definitely been an expense, but I get hay cheaper usually than most. And I also try and buy like bulk, like big bales, not bulk. Try to buy the big bales because those always are a lot cheaper than your little bales. Right now I'm feeding little bales because that's all we could get. So honestly, I feel like I haven't noticed, I mean, I've only had him for a month, just over a month. But I really haven't noticed a huge difference in like feed bill. Obviously grain, but like before, it doesn't really, like I know there's more of a bill, but it doesn't feel like I'm spending more on grain because before, now I buy one bag for each of them at a time because that's all that fits in their thing. Because what happened, like basically the thing they have their grain in, okay, so this is the thing that their grain is in. Oh, the flashlight turned on. Oh, cool, I didn't know I could do that. Anyways, this is the thing their grain is in. And so this used to all be just one, and her grain would go in here, and I could fit like 3 bags of her grain. Now I can probably fit 1.5. But I put this divider in so that way I can put his grain on this side and hers on this side. And they each have different scoops because that's measured like out how much they get. Although he's getting less than scoop because he's kind of been on edge lately. So anyways, that's kind of how like my grain is. What? Hold on. Oh, the flashlight only works on that side. That's dumb. Okay, well, I want to see the damage they did. I want to see if, like... Should also check them over to make sure none of them got hurt. Man, I really didn't think with the hay feeder. But anyways, that didn't feel like much more of an expense because I would buy, like, 2 bags of grain, of her grain at a time. And his is actually a little bit cheaper, and he also is eating less. You're not coming in, love. I know you want to, but you're not. Sorry, I had a glove in my mouth. The ponies! Ow. Anyways, the grain doesn't feel like much more of an expense. And neither does the hay, really, at least yet. Because I kind of spend the same amount on hay and grain. Okay, what I thought happened is what happened. So this bungee cord that I was using was not very thick, and I guess they must have really hoisted on this thing, and they snapped the bungee cord off. Because this is kind of how this is zip tied in. I need to get baling twine and tie it in because it's a little ridiculous. On the pallet, it doesn't look like the stuff on the pallet. Neither of them look hurt. So, blanket line, sunshine. Anyway, so what happens is in the morning, I set the hay on this, but there's one hay under it, and then I flip this thing over, or I put this thing on it, on this, and then, so the hay would be like right there, and then this would flip like this, and all the hay would be hooked under the hay net. And then I use this string to hold this in place. And I use it like with a bungee cord, and then it hooks here, but it looks like they snapped the bungee cord. So I'm gonna tuck this right there because I don't have another bungee cord, and I'll have to grab one in the morning. Anyways, back to like the whole feed thing. It doesn't, sorry, I'm looking for the other end of the bungee cord. The feed thing doesn't really look feel like a big expense. Oh, they drank all their water too. Okay, well, that's good to know. The feed doesn't feel like a big expense, like grain-wise, because it's not like bam bam, like a big bulk thing. Hi! It's just like little bags, and like her bags of feed are 22, so that's like over $40, almost 30 per bag, like per trip if I bought 2 bags, and his is 18 and hers is 22 still, but so like his feed isn't as expensive and he doesn't go through it as fast, so he's not been a super big expense in that sense. He's also getting less hay than her right now because he's kind of a fatty. He is fat, actually. He's on a diet. So, yeah, he's on a diet, and then trying to flip my camera. Okay, there we go. So Shine's on a diet, and yeah, he doesn't get as much grain. And he just doesn't get as much grain. So grain-wise, not really a huge expense. And then like the beet pulp and stuff that I do feed, and oh my goodness, this bucket is heavy. The beet pulp and stuff, that hasn't really felt like a very big expense either, because like she's the only one that gets it, and also so beet pulp hasn't changed expense wise, which is nice. And then so beet pulp, that hasn't changed. Neither has the alfalfa, because that's nothing he's getting. So in that sense, I guess my biggest expenses are really just my biggest ones are hay and shavings. And honestly, I feel like shavings is probably my biggest. Like, I know it's gonna get better in the summer when things are just drier and the weather's nicer and they're more willing to be outside. But, like, this is the amount of shavings I put in their stall every time I strip it, and I have to do that, like, 2 times a week. And I'm not trying, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to complain, like, oh, man, horses are so expensive and it sucks. Like, well, that is kind of true. But, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to take as good care of them because, yeah, and it's not like they don't deserve it, because they absolutely do. But the thing is, they're also animals, and they don't need to be sitting in a stall all day. So, yeah, my point. So, yeah, anyways, I'm making our grain right now, so I just did 1 scoop of Sunny's feed, which is the grain scoop. And then I am doing a scoop of Shine's feed in his. And then both of the horses, they get a scoop of Electrolast. Shine gets this Via Calm. He's not going to always get this. He's just getting it right now because he has been a little bit on edge lately. And we're supposed to get some wind. Like, we're just kind of going through a little bit of a stormy weather. And he's still fairly new to everything, so I'm just trying to take some of the edge off. And then Sunny gets Bulletin or Boyton, I don't know how you say it, 100 for her joints. And then she also gets Doomer Flex More Plus. Or Doomer, I don't know how you say that brand. I never could say it, but she gets 2 scoops of that. And, okay, the funny thing with Shine is when I first got him, the night he came, like, the night So we bought him, and then that night, so his first night with us, I gave him his grain, which the only thing about his grain that has changed was the supplements he gets. He was getting a maintenance supplement before, which I forgot what that supplement is, and I need to keep forgetting to look at getting it again. But I gave him his grain, and I soaked my grain. So Sunny, hers actually sits and gets soft, but others I put water in it. And so I put water in his grain, and I didn't think I put much in there. I'm guessing she never gave him any water in his grain because dude refused to touch it. And Sunny's over there like, oh, I'll eat it like it. Which, I mean, it wouldn't hurt her if she gets it. We've given her like tiny bits of it. Like there was one time where this was weeks ago, but I was doing their feed and I accidentally, I scooped hers and then I scooped his and I wasn't paying attention and I dumped it in her pan with her grain. So I ended up I kind of mixed it together and then I gave that to both of them. And yeah, so that was interesting little thing that happened. But otherwise she will get a couple, a tablespoon, not even, of it, just for a treat if I run out of hers. Because what I do is I have a little pouch for training, and so all of Shine's grain is in there, and then there's a little pocket for Sunny's grain for the times that I am feeling too lazy to lock her in her stall, or it's just a super small, quick session and she's not going to be too much of a nuisance or anything. And sometimes I run out of her grain, so I just give her a little bit of his. Just once in a while. So. She doesn't always get it, because she's not supposed to, really. These guys, anyways, yeah. These guys, back to the shaving thing. These guys will soak through all these shavings in literally 2 days. And that's saying I clean their stalls every single night. And then I'll just, by the time we get to 2 days, I just have to strip it again. Which is a little bit annoying. Anyways, yeah. There's nothing really interesting going on, so I'm probably just gonna end this live. Not really many people joined it, so I think I'm gonna call it quits. So, thank you for those that watched. Bye!